Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to Teresa's Silhouette Spot for all things art, where I love sharing art from my heart. What was that? I think it was glue. Anyway, hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome to 12 Days of Christmas Arts and Crafts. We are painting a very simple manger nativity tonight. I don't know if it's a nativity. I hate to show my ignorance, but is it only a nativity when it has Mary and Joseph, or is it a nativity just with baby Jesus? Let me know if you know. Otherwise, I know it's a manger. Okay. My star's a little wonky because I hand drew that. You can use a stencil or be better at drawing stars than me, whatever it is. So I'm loving this 12. It's quite the commitment. Don't tell anyone. A couple of my lives were faux lives. Let me know if you can figure out which ones they were. Anyway, but I'm loving this. So I wanted to do this, I wanted to do this for 2 years, and I never got my act together. So this year I was determined to do it, and I am enjoying it. I'm loving it. I'm hoping you guys are loving it too. Doing all kinds of things. Popsicles, wine glasses, recycled jars, of course painting on canvas, painting on wine glasses. What else? Did I miss anything? Some very easy stuff, some a little bit more involved stuff. Something here for everyone, including children. So if you see my popsicle one, the popsicle sled, perfect for children. Even the recycled mason jar one is perfect for children too. Anyway, I'm going to get started. When you hop on, let me know where you're watching from, and we will get going. So I sketched this on here, and then realized I need to do my background first. I don't know if this is going to work, and I hardly ever do this, but I'm taking a Sharpie, and I'm going over my lines, because I'm going to be painting this anyway. And if you notice, a lot of times when I paint these simple designs, I outline in black as well, and so you won't see these lines at the very end, but hopefully after I paint the background, you will see them. If not, I will grab a piece of chalk and I will sketch all my lines back in. And then we will know if it was worth it or not, right? So this is a little bit of an abstract nativity or manger or whatever. I'm not going to do in my trees. I'm not even going to do in my star because maybe I'll be able to fix my star later. We'll see. Okay, but I want these nice and dark. All right, let me put my Sharpie aside there. All right, I have out one blue, not a couple of blues because I didn't finish this one. I have out a couple of blues. We want a nice, dark night scene. Okay, let me get a brush. Not that one. I'll use this one. Dry it off. So how is everyone doing today? Good, I hope. This is, what do they say? This is the most wonderful time of the year, but not for everyone. And I totally understand that. I get that. So if you're not loving it and you're sick of the hype and you're sick of everybody, that's okay. You feel what you feel, and that is totally okay. All right, I'm going to load my brush with both of these blues. I have, I don't even know what I have. I have a Persian blue. I have a Persian blue and a Prussian blue, I think. And I'm just going to get started in here. And yes, I can see my lines. Good. And I want a variety of blues. And I'm using one corner in one side and another corner. One corner in the lighter blue, another corner in the darker blue. And I am just making these little X's. And if I have too much darkness somewhere, I'll pick up light. If I have too much light somewhere, I'll pick up dark. I'm going to try and do around the manger. But try. There is no try, there's just do. Isn't that how it goes? Just because the manger is going to have a little bit more of light colors in it. So this way I don't have to worry about covering up my dark blue. But I can see my lines, and that is all good. I am going to have to hit this with the dryer because there was no way for me to differentiate where my trees were going to be. So I just had to go right over it. So I'll hit it with the hair dryer or my heat gun, whatever it is. Okay? And that's it. Look how, you guys, quick and easy. Very abstract background. I'm going to go around the edges. Nothing fancy about it. This way, if I do the edges too, it gives my front a little bit time to dry so I can go back in and put my trees. And that's it. Just crisscross pattern. I use 2 blues. If you want yours lighter, you can add another blue, a lighter blue, or just some white. Just add in some white sometimes. I wanted my background nice and dark, so that's what I have. And that's it. You don't have to do the edges. Again, totally up to you. Your art, you can do the edges if you want. You can leave them. Sometimes if you guys been following me or if you're in my group, Teresa's Spot for Step-by-Step Acrylic Art, which we are having our free painting on next week, the 28th. I think it's the 28th. I'll have to check. Anyway, so sometimes I do really fun designs to the outside, to the border. Okay, so that's it. I'm not going to do in my little baby Jesus right there, and I am going to get out my heat gun. I'll turn you guys around while I do this, and maybe we can chitter-chatter. So, if I don't have to use my heat gun, you guys, I try not to, but sometimes I do. I could have done like the whole magic of the Food Network thing, and had a base ready to go and then swap them out. So just dry it up real quick with the heat gun. I thought I could like figure out where my trees were going to be, but it's all good. It's all good. So when you hop on, tell me where you're watching from. Tell me if you are enjoying the 12 Days of Christmas Arts and Crafts. What's your favorite so far? If I miss your comments, I will in fact come back. I hope you can hear me because I'm just like rambling on. I will come back and answer them later. Okay, I think we're good. All right. So I have out a couple of greens here. I'm going to show you a very easy way to do. This is a filbert brush. Don't use a filbert brush that often, but I love it. And this is a very simple way to do trees. I'm trying to grab a piece of chalk. Okay. I don't want my trees to get too carried away. So I'm going to come in here and sketch them in. Already I don't even like this one. Let me start at the bottom so I know I don't go past that. There we go. I don't think that's straight. There we go. I think that's better, okay? Now I do this because my elements will grow, you guys. I'll be like, oh, let me fix it. And before you know, my tree will be covering half my design, okay? So I just got out a piece of chalk. I'm going to get my filbert brush. I'm going to double load my filbert brush. I'm going to have to get out a little bit more green paint. And I'm going to start. Now these, like I said, these are easy trees and it's just layering. And you're just taking your filbert brush and we're just using our filbert and we're pulling up these strokes and we're layering it in. I want a little bit more dark. There we go. And that's it. So what's going on, everyone? What's going on in the world? My girls are home. It's nice having them home. It's a little different. but it's good. And I'm just layering. I want them to overlap a little bit more than I am here because we don't want the blue to show through. There we go. And I'm always picking up both greens, but as I work on this, clearly my greens are going to start to blend, and I'm going to end up with a variety of greens and not just the two that I started out with. And we want that. We want all these beautiful shades of green. Now I'm going to do the side too because that's how I roll. And I'm just flip-flopping my brush around. I only want to come to here, so I'll mark that. Sometimes I like to wrap around my design. Sometimes I like to do a fun side, or sometimes I just like to leave it one color. And again, I'm going to start doing this other side. If you get to the point where you have too much of one green and not enough of the other green, you can compensate for that by picking up the other green that you need and not the other green that you have too much of. Does that make sense? And I'm just layering in here. I'm going to probably go back and add some snow later. My tree was getting a little light in the middle, so I did go back in and I only picked up dark this time on my brush. I'm getting a little paint buildup, so I'm going to wipe off my brush. I'm going to start over. A little thick there. And these are like little, almost like little teardrop strokes. Of course, we want our tree to taper up at the top. Another reason why I drew it in there to begin with. Otherwise, I'll have a whole wonky tree. And there we go. Again, I want to do the side. And I didn't make my trees the same size on purpose. We want them to be a little off, right? Can't have things too symmetrical. Really, in the art world, they say do things in threes, but it would have really been hard to fit a third tree on here or whatever. So I'm going to leave that. Again, I'm going to get out my dryer, turn you guys around so you guys don't have to look at me drying. So you guys have to watch paint dry. And I'm just going to dry my trees. So we want our trees in the back. And while I'm doing this, I'm going to put out a little bit more of my burnt umber. And then one of my favorite colors, you guys. I don't think I do a painting without this color. Coffee latte. You would think it's just a coincidence because I like iced coffee, but I don't know. Anyway, so how is everyone doing? Did you tell me which one you liked so far of the 12 days of Christmas arts and crafts? This is, oh, by the way, this is an 8x10 canvas. It's a little one. I thought about just doing this on the Bristol board and the pad that I have. But I need something for my wall. I have snowmen, lots of Christmassy themes. But I have my beautiful menorah. I love my menorah. That's one of my favorite paintings. I've done this a few times on a few different things. This one's on a board. They're just gorgeous. I love the colors. I love the glare. I love the background. Sorry. Get my brag on. Sorry. Anyway, so I decided I need some kind of nativity for the back wall. Cover up one of them snowmen, right? So that's what we have going on here. And this is just a simple painting. You can scale this down too and put it on cards if you wanted to. Oh, I'm a mess. Totally up to you. But I want my trees in the background, and I can still see my lines for my nativity, so that is perfect. I'm going to clean my brush. The one I was using for the background is a little too big. I want a smaller one. I'm going to get this one out. So this is a number 12 from Plaid. If you've been watching me, if you've been following me, if you've been paying attention to me, you know that brushes are not universal across the board. And so a number 12 Plaid brush will not be the same as a number 12 Artist Loft or a number 12 from Jerry's Artorama or a number 12 from Michael's or whatever it is. So this brush is about a 1/2 inch wide. I'm going to just take it and I'm going to start stroking in from my manger top. Ran out a little bit of paint. And that's it. Again, I'm going to try not to let it grow and get fat and take over. I'm staying on my line. And go back over this one a little bit. And there we have it. We have the top. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come in here. This one I can see a little better, so I'm going to start with this one. I'm just going to come down here. I want my dark to the outside. And I'm just going to pull up. Does it have to be perfect? No. Do we want it to be at least a little bit straight and not wonky? Yes. And I want this part to go over that part. I could have painted that first, but since I didn't, I'll fix it now. Again, I'm just eyeballing up where that part is. I want my dark to the back. And I'm just gonna, my dark to the outside, and I'm just gonna pull up. And I'm trying with all my might, and it's not easy, to stay in the same track I made the first time before I get my posts to be way, way too wide. Okay. There we have it. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit more light paint on my brush, and I'm going to go in here, and with my dirty brush and my browns and my cafe latte, I'm just painting in the basket. We need this cross here too. This brush might be a little too fat, so I'm going to keep it on the chisel edge, and I'm going to pull in the stand for my basket and my manger. Again, I use the same two browns, and that's it. Okay, now I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to add a little bit dark in here. Wipe that off. Just pick up my corner. I'm just using the corner of the brush and I'm tapping in. If I was patient, I could wait for this to dry and then go in and add some brown over top. But I'm not being patient. Okay? What do you guys think so far? This is cute. I love this. Okay. Dry off my brush, go into some of my fresh white, and now I'm going to add in the little baby Jesus. I'm not worrying about my Sharpie line so much here because I will go back and add in some black outlining. We want it to really pop. Okay. So there we go so far. I'll tell you guys, this is like easy peasy. Now I got my liner brush. A lot of times I don't wet my brush first unless I'm using my liner brush. When I'm using my liner brush, I pretty much always like to wet it first. I'm going to go in here into my black. If my black or your black has thickened up a little bit, I'm going to dip the tip of my liner brush in a little bit of water and pick up some black paint. And I just want to outline parts of my manger. If you don't have a steady hand, see I'm doing little strokes, not just total strokes, like to follow the whole thing. I'm just going in here and I'm adding in little tiny strokes. Don't worry if you can't do the whole thing in one swoop. You don't have to. You can do little curves like that. And like I said, this is a very abstract way of painting this, and that's fine. It doesn't take away from the art. It doesn't take away from how your painting looks. I'm adding a little bit of swish here just to make it a little bit more like some wood. I'm adding in some little liner here. Some black under here, because under here we have a little bit of shading. Okay. I'm going to put a little bit of these black up in here, a little bit of faux wood look. Put some on there. So what do you guys think so far? Cute, right? So cute. Now we can even go in and add a little bit of white if we wanted to. So I'm going to add a little bit of highlight in here. Very light with the white. Very light with the white. Made a rhyme. Okay. And now, last but not least, our star. I'm going to grab my chalk again. And depending on your design, you can put it here, you can put it here, you can put it up top. Obviously, I don't have any room up top, so I'm going to add it in here. And again, it might be a little wonky. Not too bad, right? So let me get out my small brush. Which one is that? My number 12. And when I'm going to do my star in gold metallic. But usually when I do gold, I have all my paints here. When I do gold, I don't need blue. I don't know why that's out. Not that light blue anyway. I will base coat it in a yellow first. So I got a little bit out of this. What is this? Marigold? Nope, this is yellow ochre. And I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to base coat my star in with this yellow ochre to start with. And again, we're going to let it dry a little bit. I'm not going over my chalk lines. You can, you don't have to, it doesn't matter. If you use chalk like I do, and at the end of your project you can see all the chalk lines, don't fret. Let your paint dry, patiently let your painting dry, and then come back in with a little bit of a corner of a wet paper towel, and you will be able to get that right off. So, get out some of my gold. I should have base coated my star first, so then as I did some other elements or my manger or whatever, it could have dried, but that's okay. Isn't this cute? Let me show you guys. How cute and simple is this? A little bit of an abstract background, 4 basically straight lines with 2 different colors of brown. Put in my trees. Those are just teardrops. They're very similar. Actually, no, those trees are totally different. I'm trying to see. Oh, I do have a painting up there. It's too far away, though. little teardrops, layering it in. I could add in snow if I wanted to or not. And then a very simple basket. Okay. Don't forget, if I miss your questions, I will come back and answer them. I have washed my brush, and now I'm going into this gold. This is one of my favorite golds. This is 14 karat gold from Plaid. These metallics sometimes are translucent. When I use silver, I will paint gray underneath. And when I'm using this gold, I painted a little bit of yellow ochre underneath. And I'm not applying a lot of pressure. I'm basically like just kind of laying the paint down. Okay, here we have our star, and then I'm going to go back to my liner brush real quick, and I just want to add a few little, outline to the star. And if your star is real wonky to begin with, doing this will fix it right up. Again, I still have a little chalk sticking out, but I will wait until my painting is completely dry. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, maybe next year. You never know. And I will fix it. And I just want to add a little bit of white highlight. And there we go. There we go. Oh, you guys, isn't that cute? Oh, I love it. I can't wait to put it on my shelf. I will clean up that chalk, I promise, before next year. Anyway, so I hope you are enjoying 12 days of Christmas arts and crafts. I thought this was really cute. This would look great on a greeting card, a Christmas card. And that's it. The replay will stay in here. You guys have the supply list. And I'm going to go get cleaned up. And maybe have a cup of tea. Anyway, all right. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. You guys have a great... Oh, look, I'm matching my shirt. You guys have a great night. Bye, everyone.